Ada, a devoted wife, is cast away when her husband chooses another woman who bears him a son. Mocked, ridiculed, and cold-cast, she turns to the unseen forces of destiny, crying out for justice. Stay glued with me as you will witness a tale of rivalry, mystery, resilience, and triumph, wrapped in the rich colors, rhythms, and spiritual depth of African folklore. This is African Tales by Rachel Madu's YouTube channel. Ada had once been the happiest woman in the world. She had married the love of her life, Emeka, a man she had adored since she was a girl. Their love had been fiery, passionate, and full of promises. But promises were nothing but words written in the sand when the waves of life came crashing down. The first 2 years of their marriage had been blissful, but when Ada did not conceive a child, whispers began to rise like dark clouds in the sky. The same family members who had once embraced her now muttered behind her back. Neighbors gave her pitying looks. The elders sighed when she passed by. She had endured it all, believing that Emeka's love would be her shield. But even the strongest shield can break under pressure. Then came Ifeoma, the woman who changed everything. Ifeoma was young, bold, and strikingly beautiful. Her laughter rang through the air like a song, and her presence sent whispers through the marketplace. Ada had noticed how Emeka's eyes lingered on her longer than they should have. But she had never imagined he would betray her. One evening, Emeka came home with a cold look in his eyes. "Ada," he said, "Ifeoma is pregnant." Ada's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. Emeka left her without another word. He moved in with Ifeoma, and soon, their child was born, a boy. The news spread like wildfire, fueling gossip in every corner of the town. Ifeoma, now holding the one thing Ada could not give, became Emeka's pride and joy. And Ada, she was cast out from the family house by her in-laws, like an old garment. Mockery followed her like a shadow. Even in her own town where she took refuge, women in the marketplace whispered behind their hands, throwing glances at her whenever she passed. Some were not so subtle. One day, she was gifting a pregnant woman some herbs when a group of women burst into laughter. "Look at her," one sneered. "Giving herbs to a pregnant woman when she can't carry a child herself. Maybe she hopes the baby will be hers," they mocked. Another added, "Why don't you take the herbs yourself? Maybe you can get yourself pregnant," they laughed. These words cut deeper than any blade. Ada ran home, tears streaming down her face. She fell on her knees and cried out to God. "My God, where is thy face? The world mock and spit on me everywhere I go. My husband had left me because I cannot bear him child. I have been rejected by everyone. Vindicate me, O Lord. Show them that you are the giver of life. Please God, turn my shame into joy." She sobbed until she had no more tears left. Days passed, and life continued as it always had. But Ada had made a decision: she would not be broken. She threw herself into her work, determined to rise above the whispers and cruelty. She became known for her kindness, her strength, and the dignity with which she carried herself. Her story spread beyond the town, reaching the ears of a powerful prince from a neighboring city. Prince Namdi was a man of great wisdom and wealth. He had heard of Ada's beauty, her resilience, and the injustice she had suffered. One fateful day, he came to see her for himself. The moment he laid eyes on her, he knew this was no ordinary woman. He became driven by her gentle nature, This made him see her as someone he should protect by showering her with so much love that was pure and untainted by the world's cruelty. Though she was hesitant at first, Ada learned to loosen up herself to love again. And when Nnamdi asked for her hand in marriage, she said yes. Their wedding was grand, a celebration that silenced all who had mocked her. Dignitaries and townspeople alike came to witness the union. Emeka and Ifeoma, now troubled by the news of how lucky Ada has been, they still mocked her, assuring themselves that she wouldn't be able to bear the prince child anyway. Stood among the onlookers. Ifeoma's beauty had begun to fade under the weight of jealousy, and Emeka, realizing the treasure he had lost, could only watch as Ada was lifted onto a pedestal he would never reach. Ada, looking so radiant as always, now found her prince and gave him the cup of wine as their culture interprets that to mean yes, I will marry you. The prince looked at her like she was the only woman that ever exists on earth. You could tell he loves her. The wedding ceremony was over. The wealthy crowned Prince Nnamdi took Ada home as his wife. When Ada first stepped into the palace as the wife of Prince Nnamdi, she did so with a heart still healing from past wounds. She had been cast aside by her first husband because she could not have children. The pain of rejection was deep, but Nnamdi saw her worth. So he married her not for children, but for her kindness, wisdom, and strength. Their love grew, and she found happiness again, proving that fate had given her a second chance. Ada, knowing this was an answered prayer, did not seek revenge. She did not gloat. Instead, she walked past all who mocked her with a head held high. Her happiness speaking louder than any words could. In time, Ada bore children of her own. Each one a testimony to the God who had vindicated her. She thrived, her name no longer spoken with pity, but with admiration. Her pains had been turned into strength, her sorrow into joy, and her shame into triumph. Years passed. Prince Nnamdi has been crowned king, and Ada his queen. They ruled their town with dignity and pride. People from nearby town and villages heard about their love story and blessings. And kings brought them gifts, and they became more wealthy. Years passed, and civilization drew closer. And a war broke out in their neighboring town. King Nnamdi went forth to fight for the freedom and rights of his people. But he didn't make it back alive. But Ada's story was not over. When Nnamdi died in battle, the weight of ruling the land fell on her. Her people loved her. Why not? They said in the elders' council meeting, where the elders gathered and deliberated if she should be crowned the queen of her land. After all, she has given their king 2 sons. Who would assume the throne someday? She became a queen who ruled with wisdom. Ada did not rule with force. She ruled with wisdom. She listened to people, but she also made her own wise decisions. She gathered a council of trusted people, leaders, warriors, and wise women who had been ignored for too long. Together, they planned for the future of the kingdom. Her first law shocked many. She made it illegal for men to abandon their wives because they could not have children. No woman would be cast out for something beyond her control. She built homes and schools where these women could learn skills, teach, and find new purpose. They were no longer seen as useless, but as valuable members of society. Some elders were angry. They said she was going against their tradition. But Ada spoke calmly and firmly. A kingdom is not built by children alone, she told them. It is built by hands that work, by minds that think, and by hearts that care. Oh, what a wise queen she made. Some wise people thought. She also built strong alliances. Ada knew that a strong kingdom needed friends too. She made peace with neighboring rulers, forming alliances through trade and trust. The economy grew, and women were given new roles in business and leadership. Even those who once opposed her could not deny that her rule brought prosperity. But her greatest strength came from her late husband's family. At first, the royal elders were unsure about how she handled empathy. But over time, they saw her wisdom and love for the kingdom. She honored Nnamdi's memory by protecting her sons and his family, treating them as her own. In return, they stood by her, making her rule even stronger. Years has passed, and Ada's name became legendary. The once scorned woman became a queen who changed lives. When she eventually stepped down, as her first son was now old enough to take up the mantle of leadership. Yet her influence remained. Her laws protected women, her alliances kept the kingdom safe, and her wisdom inspired future leaders. She was not remembered for war or power, but for the change she brought. She proved that a woman's worth was not in bearing children but in leading, loving, and lifting others up. And so, the name of Queen Ada lived on. Not just in history books, but in the hearts of every woman who found hope under her rule.
Yesterday's pain, no fear remain. This road where I did not my design. I did move forward, no rewind.
Rise and shine, no stopping me. Blessings they flow like deep blue sea. Every step now grace where I claim. Today in my mind, I dare proclaim. Blessings they flow like deep blue sea. Every step now grace where I claim. Today in my mind, I did proclaim. See my story in a melody. Turned every loss to legacy. I did dance on top my victory. My destiny, they spark for eternity. Rise and shine, no stopping me. Blessings